Okay, so now I am recording. So let me go to the OneNote. Okay, so our agenda today, good things is we switched our seating chart. We're going to talk about the Schoology page. We're going to finish our presentations today. We'll do notes on the learning target and homework. So let me kind of just show you. I'm taping this just because we have, you never know when you're going to get quarantined. So I want to, can you go turn that off, please, someone? We got to get rid of that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to look at the Schoology page. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull that up. Okay, so your Schoology page is right here. So I'm trying to update your Schoology page more. So pull up, please. All right, so with your Schoology page, guys, first of all, what's that? No.
I ran out in the hall to see who did it, and I can.
Yeah, let's just move. Next period, we'll just move it in. Okay. All right. So, sorry, guys. Someone turned on the big jet fan here at Jenkins. All right. So, homework page. Let's take a look at that. All right. So, your homework page, ladies and gentlemen, is from now on, I'll keep that at the top. I'll try to announce it. So I do have some homework tonight that I'm going to be giving you, and it's due Tuesday, September 14th. Okay. So the homework is going to not a lot. I won't ever say I'll never do it, but most of the time I'm never going to give you a homework assignment and it's due the next day. It's most likely going to be a heads up. Okay. See that? So you have to manage your time accordingly. All right. So let me go back. My computer's running pretty slow. I don't know if Screencastify slows it down so much. All right. The next thing is the weekly agenda. I'm going to try to keep it simple. So now I'm going to try to stick with this weekly agenda better just to let you guys kind of know what's going up. So if you look here as it pulls up. All right. So this week, what I have this week and next week pulled up, you'll be able to see. So if you pull up September 4th for this week, let's just kind of see what it looks like for this week. And what I'll do is I'll try to have this agenda all laid out for you. I'm just going to try to be a little bit more organized with this class. Okay, so Monday was Labor Day, no homework. Tuesday was Galileo test, no homework. Wednesday was Galileo test. We finished it up. And okay, so Thursday, we're going to start page 23 in our handout booklet today. Okay, and we're going to continue working in the handout booklet until page. Hey, Martin, can you close the door, please? Until we're going to work on pages 17 through 32. That's going to all be turned in. So your homework is going to be turned in. That we're going to do some of it in class, some of it's going to be homework, and you're going to tear it out and hand in the final package on Tuesday. Sound good? It's very hard for me to do anything else right now besides these packets because this is what we're in. We're in pre-AP right now. It's very specific on what it wants. So I'm just going to go with these packets for now, okay? We can start freestyling it more and get a little more once we get into the geometry. But right now, this is very specific. So plan on using these little packets a lot and turning them in for points. We cool with that, guys? All right, now let's take a look at next week because next week's pretty interesting. So let me click on that. It's going to take a second. All right, next week. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a study guide on Monday for your statistics test, okay? I'm going to make a study guide for it. We're going to go through everything that's going to be on the test. The actual test is going to be next Thursday, okay, in class, and that'll be big time points. It's over everything we've been doing, starting from the beginning of the year, starting with mean, median, mode, standard deviation, box plots, all that good stuff, right? And everything, and there'll be a lot of things we work on in the booklet. I'm going to try to really make test questions that are similar to what we're seeing in the booklet. We're going to start probability on Tuesday, and our homework is due next Tuesday. The homework that in that booklet, our statistics homework that I'm signing tonight, is due next Tuesday at the beginning of class. Okay. Normally, I like homework to be done at 11:59 p.m. on Monday nights. But unfortunately, I don't want everyone to come in here at 11:59 and hand it in, right? So what you're going to do is just hand it to me Tuesday morning at the door, okay? So at the beginning of class on Tuesday, I need it. You guys understand that? I will accept it as late as Friday, and then it's done. I'm not going to take anything past Friday unless there's some quarantine going on or something reasonable. Sound good? We'll start our probability unit on Wednesday, and I'll probably assign you some homework from the booklet on Wednesday also. I don't have that in here. And that'll be due Tuesday. Sound good? Any questions on the homework and the agenda? What?
So we're not going to do the mazes?
We'll talk about the mazes. Those look pretty fun though. Okay, anyone else? Okay, yeah, maybe we'll talk about the mazes. Okay, all right. So the next thing I want to do is our good things. Talk about the agenda. Oh, no, one other thing. I apologize. This is kind of just taking care of some business that I just kind of want to talk about. So if we look at also on the webpage, what I'm going to do is, and I've needed to do this. So we have students out. You're going to be out. Hopefully with the masks, we won't get quarantined as much, but with students out, things happening and everything. If we go to, there's one other thing I want to show here. I'm trying to keep it really simple. Class videos. So I'm screencastifying this today. I'll pause the presentations and stuff. But what I'll do is I'll try to add the video from the day. So I'll just add this video in from the day that we work on. Sound good? So if you're gone, you can just go click on that and it should tell you what we did that day. Sound good, guys? So catch you up. All right. Any questions? So I'm keeping it simple. I'm trying to just keep the Schoology page simple, and all the Schoology page is going to be is homework, weekly agenda, class videos. Now, the test will be a Schoology test, and I'll just post it on the front page there when it's ready to go. Sound good, guys? Awesome. Okay, so let me go to this, and let me go to this and pop. Okay, so we're back recording again. So we did our good things. We talked about our Schoology page. We finished our presentations. So now we're going to do notes on our learning target. So here's how I want to do this. I was thinking this through a lot this morning, and here's how I want to do business. Today was a little weird because we had to finish up our presentations and we talked about it. But on a standard day, what I want to do is work with you guys a little together as a class. But I don't want to do it all class long. I don't want to be. So what I want to do is work about 10 to 15 minutes together as a class, and then launch you guys to work on this in your groups. Does that sound good? So a lot of this stuff we can get done in class, but we're going to turn it all in as a package deal on Tuesday. Sound good? Now, I know I started you guys off on a page, but I actually want to go backwards a little bit. We'll get to that I started you off yesterday in it, but I want to go actually backwards. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go to page 17, okay? I believe this is page 17. Is this at page 17 right here?
No.
Let me see. This is page, oh, my bad. This is not page 17. This is page, what did this come from? This came, what page is this? Page 10. Okay, so this is where we're going to start on page 10. Or page 9. Okay, so this is page 9, right? All right. This is page 9. So I apologize, I actually want to include this in our homework. So let's start this. I will have you we're going to do this in class, but I do want you to turn this in also. So let's just start. This is page 9. And I kind of got this, I snipped this out onto my OneNote so we could all see it together. Okay, so we have this thing. It says, okay, set of data of foot lengths in centimeters of 40 local high school students. Okay, so we have this random data here. Okay, so the first thing we want to do now is we want to look at it, and it says the first thing they want to do is it says create a histogram for the data with bin widths of 4, and that's very important. So underline the word bin widths of 4. Okay, underline that for me. So whenever you're doing a frequency table or a histogram, you always want to know how big your bin widths are. Now, yesterday you guys got to choose them, right? But today they're telling us what our bin widths are, and they're saying it has to be 4. Now, they didn't have a frequency table here, but I want you to create your own little frequency table off to the side, okay? I believe that you don't want to make a histogram until you do a frequency table. It just makes your life a lot easier. So what we first of all I need you guys to do is I need you guys to tell me what is the smallest bin that we're going to start with. It's got to be 4. We want to include our highest number, our lowest number. Okay. So what is our lowest number here, class? Does anyone see anything lower than 19? Okay, so we know our lowest one is 19. So our first bin is going to be 19 to what, guys? 23, right? Because 19, 20, 21, 22, that's 4. So that's going to be 23. Okay, y'all see that? That's your first bin. Now, a key with histograms is you have to keep your bins going until you reach all of your highest data. You may not have anything in a certain bin sometimes, but you want to make sure. Now, what would be the next bin, guys? Not 23. It's already 23 is in the one before it. 24 to what? 24, 25, 26, 27, right? Okay, because we want to get just 4. And then what would be the next one? 28 to 31. Now,
The first bin's 5.
Yeah. Oh, the first bin is 5. Yeah, it was 22.
That is actually.
I was right. It was 22.
So we want 19 to 22. Is that right?
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. And then we want, was Chris's fault?
Yeah.
And then we want what? We want 23 to 26. So the left number is going to be odd and the right number is going to be even, right? Am I saying that right? So this is going to be 26, 23 to 26. And then we're going to have 27 to what?
30.
27 to 30. Now, have we covered all our data? Is there anything bigger than 30? Yeah, there's. So we're going to have what? This next one's going to be what?
31 to 34.
31 to 34. Is there anything bigger than 34?
There's 35.
So we have to create an entire bin for that, right? We have to create an entire bin for that. So now that's going to be what? What's our last bin there?
35 to 38.
35 to 38. And you can't just say, oh, we just have 135, so we're just going to make the bin 35. No. Okay, now, your job now is I want you to go through and I want you to find the frequency of each one of those bins, okay? So if you, I am sharing this right now. So your job is to find the frequency of each one of those bins. And then I'll call on you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video just because. All right, so we're unpaused here. So now these are the values that we've agreed to as a class. We had 5 19 through 22s, 20 23 through 26s, 11 27 through 30s, and 3 31 through 34s, and 1 35 through 38s. So now we need to go ahead and make our bins, okay? So the first bin is 19 through 22. So we want to go 19 through, I'll do it in green. 19 through 22. So are we counting by ones here, guys? What are we counting by? 2. So 19 is going to be about right here, right? And then 22 is going to be about right here. Is that right? So that's our first one. And then how high is that? That goes up to 5, right? And then we're counting by 2s here, 2, 4. So 5 is going to be about right. So 2, 4. So it's going to be about right here. So it's going to be about right here. This. So that's our first bar of our histogram. Now, with histograms, ladies and gentlemen, you always want your bars to touch because your data should always be continuous. There's no gaps in your data. So the next one is 23 to 26. I'll just change the color on that. You don't have to change the color, but sometimes. So we're going 23 to 26. So we go, here's 20. So 23. So 2. So it's going to be right here. It's going to be like that. And how high is that? 20? So that's going to be right here. So that's going to come up like this, right? You guys see that? Okay. The next one's going to be 27 to 30.
Mr. Roden,
Yep.
why are they touching?
They should be touching, right?
Well then,
So there shouldn't be a gap in here, right? So
it's not 22 to 26, it's 23 to 26, which means there's a one gap between them.
there shouldn't be, right?
No, because you're including all the numbers. So if you're including all the numbers, then histograms, bar graphs don't touch, but
Histograms do. So you are including, right? So they should touch because in theory, what you're saying is there should be a little gap here between 22 and 23, right? But we're going to say that our data doesn't have any decimals in here, right? So we're going to say it's continuous because it does not touch. Or you could do this. There's another way to do it is you could say this when you do a range, you could do, okay, including like, okay, so you could say like this, and then you could put, you could make this a 22 and put a soft bracket, which means not including it. Does that make sense? So if you wanted, if that's confusing to you, what you could do is, so this, when you have a bracket like this means not including in math. And then when you have a hard bracket or a square bracket, this means including. Okay, so I see what you're saying, Martin. It's a really good point. So if you wanted to think of it that way, what you're saying is you don't want to, you can think of it that way, or you could say, oh yeah, it goes to 22, but you don't include 22. Anything higher than 22. Does that sound good? So you kind of have to think about that. So the way we're saying is it's all the way up to 23, but not including it, right? See that? Okay. Anyways, you kind of see how why these would touch on a histogram. We cool with that? All right. So our next one would be we got to go all the way to 26, right? So what is this? 2, 4. Oh, and next one has to go to 30. So the next one is 30, right? So there. And then how high is this 31 right here? 11. Yep. So that's going to go up to 11 right here. Okay, and then the next one is what? A 3? So we got to go all the way up to 34. I'll change colors on that. So we got to go up to 34. Now the big thing is our bin widths have to be the same, right? All right. And then the last one is 35 to 38. So that's going to be right here. And we'll go, let's do light green on that. Okay, so we can see, is this data symmetrical, class?
no.
Not really, right? It's kind of, it's not super. So here's a question. Is it skewed right or is it skewed left? It's skewed right, okay, because the tail is on the right. So it's most of the data on the left or most of the data on the right? So it's skewed right because most of the data is on the left. You guys with me on that? Okay, so the next thing I want you guys to do is I want you to put this into, let's put this into Desmos really quick. Okay, and let's make a box and whisker from it. Sound good? So let's put this, you guys remember how to do a box plot in Desmos? So let's go ahead and do a box plot in Desmos and we'll put it on there. So I'll pause the video there. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, can someone raise their hand and tell me what is the median of the data? What's the median? 26 is the median? Okay. So let me do Chris and Eliana say 26. Do you guys agree with that? So we say that our median is 26. What is our Q1?
24.
Our Q1 is 24. What is our Q3? 27 and a half. Okay, so 26. So it's maybe about right here. So is your box plot kind of smashed together like this? Okay. What is your minimum value? What's that?
19.
So your minimum value is 19. What's your maximum value? What is it?
35.
35. So 2, 4. So we'll just connect. We won't make outliers. We'll just do something like this, okay? So even though that probably may be an outlier, we will pretend it's not. So are you guys getting something like this? Do you guys agree with that? Okay, so here's my question, and this will kind of end our lesson for today. Okay? How does the histogram and the box plot relate to each other? What do you notice here? What's the similarities between the histogram and the box plot?
Smashed together.
Okay, they're smashed together. Yep. What about being skewed? How can we tell? What do you notice about the histogram and the box plot about as far as being skewed?
It's cute, right?
Rachel?
They're both skewed, right?
And how do you know that? Just by looking at this. If you didn't know anything about them, how would you know they're both skewed to the right? Because, yes, they both have a tail. You can kind of see a tail either way. All right, guys. So I do want this. I am going to add this to your homework packet. I am going to add pages 9 through 11 also to your homework. Okay, so I have that on. And then we'll do the 17 through that. We will skip a few pages. All right, so bring this back. We'll work on it more tomorrow, and we'll call it good for today.